the offensive side of the ball, their coaching staff, but a lot of changes made on the defensive side. I would expect head coach Matt Patricia to be even more involved with the defense now. That's his expertise, and he needs to fix that side in order for this team to become contenders again.
CD, we got a little time here before Cleveland takes their next snap on offense. Quite a ride, really, for the Browns in 2019. Freddie Kitchens really hardly knew you. Gone after one season. Remember, people had elevated the Browns, not just playoff contenders, really, but Super Bowl contenders in the preseason. But that 6-10 finish brought. This will be caught at the 30. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Ain't chicken nuggets.
A good pick up there, 26 yards.
I need to go back.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
I'm about to run this play. Bro, this kid keeps on getting in my way.
And the Browns have taken, and oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
I'm going live on YouTube.
It's a very short kick, taken by an up man. They're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before.
I'm going to let them have
shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Detroit.
I let them have a touchdown.
64 yards. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm having...
Bad shot, throw it or run it.
The Browns drive about to get started.
All day, every day, any day.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb.
Let's go.
Space to maneuver at the 40. A solid stiff arm. And finally down at the 32-yard line. A big play that time out of Chubb. 41 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Chubb. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And down to the 7-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, also a first down. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And once again, the Browns are back in front.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
That's so right.
Short boot, take it at the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape.
I'm winning, by the way. 42-20. Are you really? Yeah. Look at the score on my
PS4
account.
And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, a long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drives exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
That's tough.
His throw
Remember that
incomplete.
clip I hit last night on
They
you?
always say the real
And one
estate is
shot.
about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to
Remember when
get
I
your
did
man
a
the football.
360?
And the timing off right there, threw it behind
And it's
him.
no! How was that another intercept?
And he'll take this to the other
Oh my
side
God,
of
I
the
didn't.
field before going out of bounds.
Bro,
First
they
down
better be
for the
lucky.
Lions on a
Bro,
nice pickup of 18 yards. Looking to throw. James has got it. Complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Okay,
Now
first
on
down.
3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They'll set up a throw.
You got 4th down.
Left
Let's
side,
go.
he's got a man. That's James. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is the big fella. The 40, the 20, 10, and he'll score.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Browns. As his guys are in for 6, and the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only do they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return, where they didn't create a penalty. Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, that didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is taken near the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Sheldon Richardson there to make the play. Here's McKissick, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now back to throw. Throw for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary.
Yeah, look right there.
I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Pushing his way inside the 40. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline.
That's caught inside the 20.
Eligible receiver downfield. Offense.
Me?
Well, As a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard
Right.
downfield,
So
they're going to toss
flag
that
on me.
flag, and they did
I'm
there.
going to make a touchdown.
Mayfield off
Come on,
the play
come on.
fake.
OBJ,
There goes
right
a
there.
deep ball,
That's
end
caught.
zone.
Touchdown.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Never pull flag on me
Beckham
again.
doing it
That's
again
behind.
with his third touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Now, first quarter.
I'll be back.
Skylar, I'll be right back, alright? Skylar,
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute you for like 10 minutes, alright? I'm gonna watch some YouTube, alright?
Alright, I'm going to watch SpongeBob.
It's all good, buddy.
This lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball
Sakai, get your
game where
diaper
one team is
changed.
pressing, and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it, it's scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's something like there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's third down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catches, hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
First down, Detroit, 16. Perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Right.
They're going to look to throw. He'll get this one to
Make a
Galladay.
touchdown.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep. And partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
That was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty, but there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that load, really keep it low to the ground, don't you?
And that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives them a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
Mayfield on first down. It's caught by OBJ. Powering his way forward. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. The electric OBJ, the short reception, and then he did the rest of the work himself.
You know, there's a thing that the players always talk about, the coaches in the league, they call it play speed. Because, you know, we have that time speed when we're running the 40s at the combine and, you know, in pro days and all of that. But play speed is different. And OBJ's play speed is some of the best in the league. In other words, when he has the ball in his hands or he's running a route, he runs it just a little bit harder than most people. And oftentimes, you come up wrong on your angles trying to tackle it.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Short boot, take it at the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out now come the Lions. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off those guys.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Oh my God, they got first down.
He is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And now running right through it. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down. And oh, we've seen it all now. It's a fake. And this is caught. I'm at a bit of a loss for words at exactly what happened there, but I guess you can't argue with the results. Fake punt, even though it wasn't 4th down, and it picks up a first. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Mayfield to throw it. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 62 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Huh,
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
I feel bad. I'm going to get them a touchdown.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
First down.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth so far. 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. It's caught inside the 25. 33 yards that time. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well, no matter how one rip.
Wait, let me look at that first. Or is it too late? Nope. Come on. Oh.
The other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
They'll look to throw here.
Catch. GG's.
Takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Golladay with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Uses the stiff arm. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Check 25, check 25. My God.
Okay, I get on now.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Mayfield now from the 50. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.